Hey guys, what's up? It's Tastytrade here. We're going to be doing our weekly Sunday stock talk where we talk about the top stocks to watch out for tomorrow. So if you can see here, I compiled a list of the top stocks that are requested via Discord. So if you want me to break down your stocks, please hit that first link below. It is a free chat on the Discord group chat server thing, whatever you want to call it, where we discuss stocks. Starting off with the S&P 500 ETF, also known as SPY, you can see here that we did break this trend line that's been holding throughout 2019, and we kind of retested it, looked for a failure, and then we kind of broke above it. So what it's showing here is we don't have a strong bias to the downside just yet. We had a really strong movement to the downside when we broke this trend line, but now that we got above it, technically speaking, we're still in an uptrend, because an uptrend is categorized as higher highs, higher lows. This actually made a higher low. Even though it broke the previous trend, it is still a higher low. This is an uptrend. 2019 so far is still an uptrend until we make a lower low or a lower low or a lower high. Then we will start considering otherwise. So again, for this week, we're looking for a nice move up just to recover from this dip in the market, because if it is an uptrend, then this will just dip and should push back up. So our targets this week will be 302.23 because that's where this high is. So we're going to target to go back up to this high and even higher to confirm this uptrend. If we stop somewhere here around the 300 level, maybe even 298, then we'll be witnessing the start of a reversal for a downtrend or maybe even bear market potentially 2020. But again, that's way too far ahead to predict right now. Let's just trade what happens. Now, going into the other stocks, first starting with Apple here. You can see that Apple broke above this trend line, kind of started to fall through, and now it's picking up some volume. So we actually did get this higher high, and we did get this higher low. So technically we are in an uptrend. We're going to be looking for the same thing. First thing that we're going to look for on Apple is this retest of this trend line. We want to see it get to this level here, which is around the $208, $207 level. We're going to look for our first resistance to play out there, and then maybe even break up higher to around 230. But again, that's just what we're looking for. If we get that rejection here around 207, then watch for that nice break through this level of 192.70 and a breakdown further. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices here. If we can get this to load, I don't know why okay, here we go. Again, all these stocks work well when I'm pulling them up for myself until I turn the recorder on. Anyways, you can see here that we actually did get this nice push up on AMD. Very two strong candles throughout Thursday and Friday. We gapped up. I wish I knew the news. I bet I could find the news, but I don't really care about what the news was. I just know that we got that movement. So you can see here that we made a new high, which is very good to see, right? The only thing about this new high is that it may have broken above to the new high. It closed around this level. So what we're going to be looking for tomorrow is to see if we can break above this 340.80 level or the 34.80 level or $35 whole number mark. If we can't, then this will be our resistance. The reason why is because the bulls push it all the way up and then the bears push it down. You can tell from this long wick. So this is showing that the bears are present at this level. So if we can't hold or push above this level tomorrow, then we'll be seeing a nice little pullback to maybe around 32 before we retest it again. But again, we have retested this a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So I would say maybe watch for a rejection tomorrow. But again, if it breaks out, then we'll be trading long. Amazon here, starting to get that resistance at 2,000, have that support at 1,800. We're going to be seeing if we can get up to 1,900 as our first midterm support. ATVI was a requested stock. It's not a stock that I trade often. So just to double check, I'm going to go here to the trade tab. I'm going to see that, yes, we do have the liquidity is decent. We look at the spread, though. Oh, that's delta. That would be whites off. 73 cents and 81 cents. That's a pretty decent spread of around $8. 8 cents or $8. Not really liking that spread. That's not something I want to deal with. So I'm gonna move on to the next stock. CGC. Again, this spread is also terrible. So I don't really want to cover it, but I just want to briefly say we are moving down to the lows here of around $25. We shouldn't have too much action on that. But be careful because the options are going to be fairly misportrayed on the options table because of the differencing of the bid to ask. So if you enter in the bid price, you're going to have to give up around $20 in profit or $20 a loss just to get out. Moving on to Disney here, you can see that Disney's been doing great after we hit up on the news, and then now we've been we've been breaking down every trend line. So that's not good. But we are still making those higher lows, which is good to see that uptrend moving. So if you can see here, we did put in this doji and we're starting to bounce. So we are getting up to this trend line. Our first level of resistance is going to be 140.10. Our second level is going to be 145 hold number. So we'll be watching for it to break above those resistances, which it should, as we still are in an uptrend and the market as a whole and Disney. So we'll be watching for that to happen. And if not, then we'll be looking for those reversals at those 2 points I mentioned. Looking here at Facebook, we kind of got that dip here around 180, and now we're starting to push back up, which is a great thing to see. We may see this dip back down to retest 185, but we do have a lot of upward potential here on Facebook, considering the market and considering the way that it's looking right now. Looking here at INTC, you can see here that we are holding this downtrend, and our support's going to be here at 44, so we're still waiting for that sell-off. Lows here, we're kind of getting back down to this support here. We have a margin of 32% on this range bound thing, but with options, you want to go a bit out if you're swinging it. But it does look like we're coming here to reaffirm this trend line in this area. We could sell off a bit more to around 95, but for now we could actually bounce up and retest this 108 level, 107 level as our minor resistance. Microsoft is doing great. It's just absolutely stunning to see this stock just rip and rip and rip. It's the same thing we've been seeing with Snapchat, SNAP, and also Shopify. Those two have just been going at it, and it's a great thing to see. But if you can see here, we're actually looking to retest, because this is just a pullback on a trend. The only problem with this is this pullback was actually lower than these, but if you're looking at it on a long-term scale, from this low to this, it actually fits almost perfectly. So again, we still are holding this uptrend. Look for to test that resistance or that high of 141.68, which is this all-time high, and then we can see if we can actually break up higher. Netflix, the only thing that we're seeing with Netflix is that slow move down. Although we did hit that 300 support, we may be seeing that move back down unless we can get above this on Monday. If we can get above 316, then we'll be looking to be long for the week. If not, we're going to be looking for that sell-off to continue. QCOM here, you can see that we're actually coming down to the downside. We have the support at 67.50, and we have that resistance here at 73.96. So we're looking to push up and into this level, see that resistance, and come back down. Shopify here, which is actually what we've been doing. Look, if you can see up to date, we're at around 174% growth for just purely the stock. It's a great thing to see amidst market insecurities. So that's an amazing concept. But if you can see here, we are pushing up, and every time we hit all-time highs, I love to repeat this just so you understand what I'm saying. All-time high, your next resistance will be at predefined whole number and half dollar marks. So what am I saying? You're going to be watching for resistance here at 371.63 was a recent high. Your next one's going to be at 372, 372.50, 373, 373.50, so on, so on, so on. You're going to be watching those levels. Why? Because psychologically, that's where traders want to see it hit. They're not going to think in their head that it's going to stop at 371.63. They're going to think about certain whole numbers, and that's why it tends to see resistance there. But if you can see here, we are quite overextended. We do have this trend line here. So if we see that pullback back down to 340, that's not going to be unexpected or unhealthy at all. It's just going to be a nice move before we hit that final push up and get that nice move up. SPY has been covered, and thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I would love, love, love if you turn on those alerts so you can get notified every single time a video comes out. Thank y'all so much for watching. See y'all tomorrow, where we cover what is investing and how to invest. Not going to be like our usual videos, but it's just something I wanted to sprinkle in there.